Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the 105 leFH18B2, the French Tier 5 Premium SPG that most people know as a leFH or a leaf blower. We know them as Fifi La Pew Pew. This one is located on the east spawn of Sand River, and it's under the command of Appa561, and he's in the OLIMP clan on the NA server, and game's underway. Okay, it's basically a Char B1 that's been captured by the Germans and converted for artillery use. So that's where it gets the B2 from. The 105 leFH that you see at the name, that comes from the howitzer, which is actually a 105mm light field howitzer, or Feldhaubitze. It's actually the most built Arty by the Germans during the war. They built more of the 105mm than they did the 88 or the 105, and it was a very effective artillery piece indeed. Okay, he's settled down, he's got his position, just waiting for the enemy to turn up. Now, normally what I do is I pre-aim at some spot where I expect the enemy to turn up, just in case they do arrive, and then I can get an easy hit on them. But the first enemy to appear actually turns up in the dunes over on the west side of the map. We've got an M4A1, lining it up, rounds out, looks good. It's very good. Direct hit for 105, but it landed on the turret, so it didn't track the guy. Now, over on this side, we've got a Churchill 3 and a PS40. Rounds out from the Churchill, just over the top of him. Oh, now this is a tank we do want to hit. That's the Matilda. And he's decided to go up the ramp and try and spot our guys. And there, we got a direct hit on him. Now, Appa561 does stream on Twitch TV, so if you want to catch him streaming, you can find him on the channel. In fact, he's not the only one from his clan who streams. Yes, Oxidor streams as well, and he streams on both the NA and EU server, I believe. At the moment, he's marking all his Arty on the NA server after taking up that account. Okay, well, unfortunately, we've lost 2 tanks. In fact, we're now 4 down on this game, and those tanks are actually lost over in the dunes, and we're about to lose another one. I think the Hetzer's about to go down. He's getting hit by the enemy Arty. Rounds out Matilda, just missed him. And yes, we've lost that Matilda, but the enemy's just lost the tank as well. They lost their Touran. Okay, he was blind firing there. Now, the enemy's getting fairly close to his position, so he might want to move off that hill, otherwise the enemy's probably going to spot him, and then the enemy Arty will have to go at him. And of course, he can't get the firing position there to lift the shell up over the top of the dune and into the enemy tanks down in the riverbed. He's backing up at the moment, even whilst he's looking at where the enemy is. That's why there's no reticule, because he's not dialing in at the moment. In fact, those tanks are getting very, very close indeed. The Churchill 3 especially, although he's taking a lot of fire, so he might go down if you can get a direct hit on him. Rounds out. Oh, he got him with a direct hit! Oh my god, he got a blind kill as well. He took the guy out with one shot to the side. He judged where he would be, fired the round in, and got a direct hit on target. He's just tracked an SAU-40. He was behind the mosque, firing a round in there, and got another direct hit, a blind direct hit again. Is he still there? No, he's moved now. Obviously, he used his repair kit to get moving again. Okay, we've got other enemy tanks. There's a few in the village. A P-2640's coming around the houses. Now, you've got to lead the target just slightly. That's it. Actually, it's usually a good idea to pick a spot ahead of their course and judge exactly when you think that tank is about to move through that point. Then you fire, and hopefully you'll hit the thing. A lot of people have got different ways of actually judging where they should aim, but usually it's a case of you pick a spot ahead of a target that's moving, and then let the target move directly through that spot. The reason you do that is simply because by doing it that way, you actually increase the chances the hit will go directly into the target. He's just taken out that Stug, who was absolutely stationary, you see, and it made it a very easy kill. Now this SU-122A, there Arty, up the other end of the map. That was close, but it wasn't bang on target. He's giving it another go. I saw a tree go down. Another tree goes down, so I think that Arty is moving amongst the trees. Okay, I think he's probably... Oh, no, he's moving again. He's knocking the trees down to provide extra cover. Fires around into that bush there. Okay, he's judged that he's in that corner, but he pulls away before we can see what happened. There is an enemy tank getting close. In fact, there's an M4A1. That's the first tank he hit, actually. The one he hit in the side of the turret. It's getting very close, but he gets wiped out by our M10 RBFM. So, the score was still one down, but it's a much better position than it was. And Appa's got 2 kills already. The M10 RBFM's got 5 kills, and you can see the shells arching through the sky from the enemy Arty. Okay, the M10 RBFM on the enemy team has actually moved to the north bank of the river. And there's the enemy fire, not directed at us, but Appa's getting very close to the enemy. He might get spotted. Okay, didn't get spotted because he didn't fire, but now he's looking. Okay, there's a Valentine anti-tank, very close. There he is. Now, has he gone down into the dip? He's on the ramp. He's on Quickie Baby's ramp. That's the ramp that Quickie Baby used to use in the assault games, because from there you can actually spot the enemy tanks. They're coming in from the north, and then allow your teammates to get shots on them. There's the Valentine. He's on the move. Rounds out. No, it hit the rock face there. He's trying to get a solution. And that's enemy Arty firing in our direction. And, well, the SU-122 splashed us, and he hit our tracks. We're just too close, you see. He moved too close to the enemy, and we have been spotted. And I think it's this T-67 over here that spotted us. So we're going to be expecting some enemy fire coming in our direction. Okay, he's backing up. This Arty will fire a long range, so you don't need to be close to the enemy. And I think Appa was eager to get at the enemy, but you actually need to be further back so you can make sure that you don't get wiped out by the enemy when they spot you. The idea is not to be spotted at all. At the moment, he's trying to get the enemy Fifi. He thinks he's over there. I think at the moment we can see on the mini-map where he's aiming. And he's guessing where the enemy might be. It's usually best to actually wait until you see the tracer rather than waste ammunition. Now, another reason why it's not a good idea to be up high like this is, although this Arty does have 390 meters of view range, it's also quite tall. So the thing is that you ruin its camo qualities if you stick it somewhere high where the enemy can see it firing. And there's an enemy tank coming in from the north. Now, if he hadn't moved up this high, actually, he wouldn't have spotted that guy. Oh, narrowly missed him. But the thing is, he was spotted, so now the enemy RT knows where he is, and they will try to shoot him. And that was an RT shell from the enemy that landed close, but not close enough. And the Honey 3 is coming in really fast. And you can see Appa's backing up as he's doing it. And he one-shots him with a shotgun. Although he did it through the aim whilst he was aiming. Oh, and that was a close near miss. When you're doing a shotgun, by the way, it is advisable to come out of aim view. But some people like to do it in aim view. It's personal choice. It's usually easier to see the enemy face to face and auto aim onto them and shotgun them. Now he's weaving at the moment to throw off any chance that the enemy knows where he is, because they can't see him. There's only 2 enemies left. They are the SU-122A and the enemy Fifi. Now the enemy Fifi has got a view range the same as Appa. He's got 390 meters, but the SU-122A is relatively blind in comparison. Now, if I remember correctly, the view range is something in the order of 255 meters. So he can get very close to the SU-122, and he knows where he is because he was actually making that nest of palm trees by knocking them down. The problem is we just don't know where the enemy Fifi is, and he's going to be the first one to spot us and then take action. Now, in the meantime, our teammates, the M10 RBFM, who did get a Top Gun, is heading to the north, which is not exactly helpful. He should be helping us by actually driving towards the enemy cap area to spot where the enemy are. And we've been spotted. Now, it probably means that the enemy Fifi is up on the heights. And now, instead of reversing like this, we need to quickly change direction. No, okay, he's reversing, okay, but you see these shells are going to get really close. He's gone to the aim. Now, the enemy Arty is in these bushes, in these trees and bushes. He's guessing where he is, but the enemy Arty will work out where Appa is because he'll see the tracer and he'll know exactly where the spot he fired from was, or at least he'll be able to work it out. Now he's changing position and he's been spotted again, so it looks like the enemy Arty is up on the heights because he was only spotted when he got close. And yes, we know exactly where he is now. He was in that position. He just hit us in the track on the side of the vehicle. And, oh, he's getting close. We can now see him. He can auto aim on if he wanted to. And in fact, actually, now we have been hit. So we're going to the aim. There he is. Oh, one-shot kill. Appa got a one-shot kill while the enemy Fifi only managed to wound him in the tracks. And now it's a case of going after the enemy Arty. That's 4 kills for Appa now. If he can get that enemy Arty, he'll get 5. He won't be able to get a Top Gun, but he will have the satisfaction of taking out the last enemy. And the M10 RBFM is coming in from the north, whilst our guerrillas going in from the south. And I think, yep, there's the enemy Arty. The guerrillas stopped to take a shot, and he did stun the SU-122, and the SU-122 is fired, and now it's no chance. We can just drive him because he's got a long reload, and we can shotgun him at close range. Now, auto aim onto target. Put the cursor over the target. Right click, and that's how you do it. That's a beautiful shot to win the game. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the second class tanker for Appa561 in the Fifi. He managed to get a counter battery fire medal because he took out both enemy SPGs in that game. He also picked up a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He ended up with 5 in the end, and he also got a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, as well as a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In this one, he got 11. His win rate from this game, 3,476, which is Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That went to the M10 RBFM, who got 2,778 hit points. He picked up a high caliber and a Top Gun out of that game. The second highest damage went to the VK3001H, who got 1,373. And yes, there's Appa in third place, 1,342 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, it was the M10 RBFM who got 6. 5 kills went to Appa, so just short of getting a Top Gun. And the next highest after that was the enemy Fifi, who managed to get 3 kills. But when it came to the duel between Appa and that enemy Fifi, Appa was better because he managed to aim for the gun shield and he got the shell right on target and blew the guy to pieces. When it came to base XP, we can see Appa's in second place because the M10 RBFM got 1,459, Appa got 839, and third place was the VK3001H with 636. 29 shots fired, 8 direct hits on the enemy, 3 penetrating shots and 7 splash, damage of 1,342 hit points, of which 945 are at more than 300 meters. There was a lot of close range action in this game. Just check on which tanks were actually penetrated. I rather think the enemy Fifi was penetrated by that shot. Yes, 221 penetrated his gun shield and took him out of the game. The Honey 3 at close range, yep, blasted straight through him in the front, 420 hit points of damage, and he actually penetrated the Stug 3 Auslin B. That was one of the kills he made. He was sitting up on top of the hill, absolutely stationary, taking shots at our guys, and he took a round for 183, so very well done. You damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 5, so no chance of getting a Confederate. And oh, I forgot to mention, the enemy Arty got 5 hits nearby him, which either did critical hit damage or actual damage. On a premium count, he actually earned 33,081 credits from that game. And he also picked up 4,280 XP after completing a mission and getting the bonus for this being a premium vehicle. One of only 2 premium Artys in the game. And that continues to frustrate me because Wargaming are missing out on a huge amount of money they can make in this game if they were to issue more premium Arty. They haven't got a premium Arty for the American range, and they haven't got a premium Arty for the German range. They've certainly got premium Artys, obviously, for the British and the French range, but nothing for the Germans, the British, or even for the Russian one, for that matter. So maybe they ought to consider it. We have sent them suggestions, Artys they could bring out, which aren't in the game at the moment, but could be. But they still haven't done it. Anyway, that's my gripe. I keep saying to the Wargaming, you'd make a fortune if you issued 3 more premium Arty into the game. I know that some tank players wouldn't like it, but then tough. You know, learn to play the game. Play it properly. Arty players know how to play it properly. It's a pity that the tank players don't know how to play it properly. There you go. Anyway, my gripe's over. That was a really good game by Appa561. I could say a few pointers. Don't try and be too high up, because if you're high, the enemy can see you. And being on that hill, yes, did tell you the Honey 3 was there. If you wouldn't have seen him otherwise, because obviously he was coming in from the north. But being so high up did mean you got spotted far more often than you should have been spotted in this game. And the other thing I would say is, when you're actually doing a run at the enemy cap like that, and you think that the enemy Arty is up there spotting you, you really do need to test it and find out where they are. If you do get spotted, try and drive forwards rather than backwards. You can do 28 kilometers an hour forwards and 10 in reverse. It's actually easier to hit a tank that's coming back in reverse slowly than it is to hit a tank that's moving forwards and changing direction all the time. So that's another pointer that might be helpful. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.